Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have our Red Terran player. Our German Terran representing Mouse. It is HeRoMarinE. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. Here we go. Here we go as we have entering our quarterfinals match. Again, we're nearing the, in a way, we're kind of nearing the end of the tournament, but there are still some earlier round matches that are still ongoing. Like, there have been some faster portions, some slower portions of the bracket overall. But we'll see where we end up. As we do have, again, our players getting into their openers. It is going to be a Hatch Gas pool opener here out of Wayne. Meanwhile, we do have HeRoMarinE opening up with a Rax Expand. No CC first. Not yet, at least. Not yet. Here we go. Once again, Wayne just getting into his opener here, just setting things up. Likewise, so is HeRoMarinE. Nothing too crazy here in the early game. There's no proxies, no hyper greed, no hyper aggression either. Wayne, he is warmed up after bringing down Battle B, another German Terran, fun fact. But HeRoMarinE is one of the best that Europe has to offer when it comes to Terran players. He's top 3, arguably top 2. Definitely can make that argument. I'm still of the opinion, like, I was just so impressed by Spirit last year. Like, I still want to play Spirit above HeRoMarinE, but I do know they're both comparable. They're both comparable and they're both interchangeable. Spirit, he did perform better than HeRoMarinE in most offline events last year. In most. Not all, is what I will say. But again, HeRoMarinE is here, Spirit is not, and we'll see if he can go for a deep run. We'll see if he can vie for the championship here for this tournament. So far, Reaper doesn't quite get a drone. Oof. Doesn't get any lings either. Is forced out. Wayne does defend. He does preserve his units. Ooh, and HeRoMarinE, he does fly too close to the sun there. Does get knocked out by the Queen. Bit of a mistake by HeRoMarinE. Maybe a little bit of overconfidence there as he will be losing that Reaper back at home and going for a third CC before Starcourt. A very economic opener from our Red Terran player. Very economic. Following it up with that Starcourt with what looks to be an add-on swap as well. Again, third CC into a 1-1-1. Pretty standard economic build here from HeRoMarinE. We'll see if he does go for that tech lab and does go for the add-on swap. We'll see. HeRoMarinE, he is moving out. Moving out with his Hellions. Yeah, just testing the waters, looking for a way in. No saturation at the third base, so Wayne, his drones are perfectly safe and sound. And we did not go for a tech lab. We don't go for an add-on swap. We're going for a Hellion Liberator opener instead. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Again, it is a way to, get into something a little bit spicier, and it is going to be spicy. We have a second factory. Now, we did cast HeRoMarinE during Home Story Cup a couple of days ago. If you remember, we casted HeRoMarinE take down Raynor with Mass Cyclone. HeRoMarinE, he cycloned all over Raynor and all over Scarlet, took them both down with mech, and HeRoMarinE, he's looking to whip out the mech once again. Overlord comes in for a scout, and we do get eyes on the second factory. Big scout for Wayne. We do get eyes on the factory. Wayne back at home, working on his lair. Baneliness, safe opener overall, but is soon to be introduced to quite an army composition. As we go for a delayed Tech Lab, a delayed Banshee. Very interesting. Going for another add-on swap. Tech Lab can lead into Hurricane Thrusters, into Mass Cyclone. Speaking of, there it is. Hurricane Thrusters is on the way. Cyclones are upon us. And the Hellions are going for a dive. They're diving into the natural. Not enough Lings to stop this. We try to engage with the Lings. They're getting roasted. Yeah, Lings, they can barely keep up, and so many of them will go down. We get into the mineral line. Liberator comes in from behind. The Queens are keeping up, though. We haven't lost too many drones yet, but emphasis on yet, because we get into the mineral line. 9 drones go down. The barbecue is real. 11 workers fall before cleaning this up. That is a good amount of damage here from HeRoMaRiNE, bearing in mind that he's still amassing more Hellions and more Cyclones behind this. Getting his third base up and running, HeRoMaRiNE, he takes an economic lead. Does take a lead, is ahead. And we do see Wayne going for a Spire. Okay. Let's go. We have a Spire on the way. It is going to be Lingbane Muta out of Wayne. I'm not convinced. Mutas used to be a decent response for mech, and they'd force out, you know, Thors. The problem is the new Cyclone. The new Cyclone does actually do more damage to the Muta, as it doesn't do bonus damage to armor anymore. It just does just stronger flat damage instead to any unit. And the Cyclones, they actually, with their speed, with their DPS, they can shut Mutas down quite hard. Oh, who is it? No! Cabby. Cabby! As it looks like we may be losing one of our casters here. Ay. A little bit unfortunate. One of our casters is experiencing a little bit of latency. Of course, they can always join us here in game number 2. Hopefully their latency issues do clear up, and thankfully this lag is happening in a bit of an intermission. Like, there isn't a big fight occurring, there isn't a big engagement, there isn't a lot of, you know, micro happening, so thankfully it doesn't disturb the game too much. Not too much here. As we will be settling in and eventually getting back into this game without too much issue. But again, it is going to be Lingbane Muta, and I believe the Spire hasn't been scouted. I will confirm as... Oh, we do quickly switch on over. Yes, Spire hasn't been seen, but Mass Cyclone can shut Mutas down quite hard. Cyclones, they have been revealed. Now, to be fair, we're not making that many Cyclones. We have 3 factories, but we have tank production, and we are also investing gas into Banshees. Yeah, Hyperflight Rotors on the way. Because we're investing gas into tanks and Banshees and not into reactored or double reactored factory Cyclone production, Mutas can work. They can work if the Cyclone count is low enough. We shall see. Roachhorn is being thrown down to help support. Mutas are making the way across the map, and we have not scouted. We are not aware. Turrets are in production though. Again, HeRoMaRiNE playing this out safely. We've got turrets in every single mineral line. As Mutas, they do slip in. And they dive in towards the main base. Cyclones are in position. And the Mutas are being forced back. Oh, this is brutal. So the Mutas aren't dead, thankfully, but this was a big investment. This is how many? 6 Mutas. 600 gas, plus a Spire, plus delayed tech. Again, we delayed Roaches, we delayed upgrades, we delayed so much here in favor of the Spire and the Mutas, and they have not paid for themselves. They have not paid for themselves. 1 Muta got picked off. Yeah, HeRoMaRiNE, he's looking solid. We're going into it. Oh my, Swarm Host. Okay. Swarm Host. Interesting. I do like Swarm Host against a tank-heavy composition. Against Battle Mech, less so. Swarm Hosts are vulnerable against Heli and Cyclone. Now, to be fair, HeRoMaRiNE, he is mixing in some tanks. Like, the more stationary the army is, the more damage Locust Waves can do. As it is going to be 11 Swarm Hosts. We'll see what we can get done. The first Locust Wave is the most important. 11 Swarm Hosts. What can we get done? We can clear up the tanks. We can head towards one of these bases. The problem is that here on the right-hand side, we have Hellbats and Cyclones. We're ready. We are ready for a push. Wayne, he's pushing in. Locust Wave is being sent out. Oh, and it's, yeah, being wasted on these Hellbats. The Locust Wave is being cleaned up. The Ling Bane does roll in. Decent Baneling connections, but the Ling Bane has been evaporated, and we dive on top of the Ravagers. HeRoMaRine, he takes a very decisive fight. He shuts down the Ling Bane. The Locust Wave does nothing, and we get on top of the Ravagers. It triggers a massive counterattack, and Wayne is in a lot of trouble. Good kiting here with the Banshees. Does focus down so many of those Ravagers. You can see HeRoMaRine rotating back around. His Banshees are safe. And Wayne, he's on the back foot. He is technically up in supply, but the supply does lie. Roaches and Ravagers, they are inflated. On top of that, Swarm Hosts are dead supply as well whenever they don't have a Locust Wave available. So Wayne has to be very careful with how he maneuvers, and HeRoMaRine has a much more efficient army. As a Locust Wave does get sent out, does collapse on a CC. That's a kill, not a cancel. 400 minerals down the drain. Decent, but the Locust Wave is going to go down. At the same time, Wayne pushing on the right-hand side with some Roach Ravager. It is spotted. Tanks are in position. We shut it down. Oh, we catch out the Mutas. Corruptors are being focused down as well. Really good positioning here from the Cyclones. The Roach Ravager does catch a couple of tanks. We get one. We do get one tank, but that's not worth it here. Wayne, he takes so many tank blows to the face. He gets a second tank, which is better. Meanwhile, HeRoMaRine, he's getting to the late game. He's getting to his ideal composition. It's going to be Mech with Ghost to support. Mech Ghost is the ideal late game composition for Terran. We're getting there. Locust Wave is being sent out. Massive tank volleys going off here on the Ravagers. The Locust Wave, it's going to be evaporated. It's going to be melted here. The Roach Ravager once again exposed. The massive lock-ons. We chase back the army. Again, HeRoMaRine trading so efficiently. These Swarm Hosts haven't been worth it, I'll be honest. The Swarm Hosts, we spoke about it, how it doesn't really work too well against battle mech like this, against a mobile composition, just because after you defend, you can counterattack. And that's exactly what HeRoMaRine's been doing. Whenever the Locust Wave falls on its face, HeRoMaRine, he pushes out and he punishes Wayne. Oh, but has he overextended? Bailey's rolling in. We do hold the line. Good splits here with those Cyclones. Locust Waves comes in from the right-hand side. Big snipes go off. Oh my god. Taking down so many Ravagers. That wasn't a bad fight though for Wayne. He did clean up a lot of Cyclones. Look at the units lost tab here. He lost a lot of Ravagers. That's true, 13 Ravagers, but he killed 14 Cyclones. This was maybe the best fight that Wayne has had so far. The best fight in this game, and he trades relatively evenly. Wayne doesn't have the best economy though. He's down to 78 workers compared to the 89 SCVs plus mules. I would say that this high worker count is maybe hurting HeRoMaRine a little bit. I think he can afford to throw away some SCVs. Regardless, Locust Wave coming in. Where are the tanks, by the way? HeRoMaRine out of position. Yeah, the tanks are a little bit late to the party. The Cyclone's going to be going down. Wayne, he's breaking through. He's breaking through. Bailey connection. They do connect with the Ghost. Massive cleanup here. So many Ghosts go down. Planetary will survive. But that was a big loss for HeRoMaRine. Again, these past two fights, not bad at all for Wayne. How many Ghosts did we get? 8. 8 Ghosts went down. How many are left? 7. We cut the Ghost count in half. But again, a good fight. A good cleanup there from Wayne. Does reset that Ghost count. He doesn't touch the economy though. That's the problem. He is still yet to really get too much economic damage done. Locust Wave on the way. Oh, that's a little bit less than ideal here. We do pick off a tank at the same time, though. We have these Banshees going ham. 12 drones go down. Wayne already had a stifled economy, and now it's even worse. And this is worrisome. Wayne doesn't have a bank. He is redroning. He's resaturating. But he does need time. As Wayne is rotating back around. Headed towards the right-hand side instead. HeRoMaRiNE getting ready to expand, taking the center base. As he is maxed. He is maxed out. Going for a Hellbat drop of all things. What is it? It's Heart of the Swarm. It's 2015. Hellbat drop is on the way. Scan does reveal the army. HeRoMaRiNE, he does rotate over in time. Good positioning out of HeRoMaRiNE. A Hellbat drop does delay some mining, does soften up some drones. Not achieving too much here. As the armies are engaging, we catch out the Infestor. Big piles here on the tanks. But overall, we force back the army. The anti-armor missile was just a little bit too much. HeRoMaRiNE taking a good fight. And we are breaking through. Big fungal on the ghosts. Good last second split. Does avoid the piles. One tank goes down. But HeRoMaRiNE, he is gaining ground. He's pushing on through, threading the bases here of Wayne. And Wayne cannot stop this push. He cannot save this space. The hatchery will fall. Wayne, he's waiting for another Locust Wave. He needs a little bit more time, a couple more seconds. And he can collapse on this army. There we go. The Swarm hosts are ready. Lingbane pushing forward. HeRoMaRiNE, he does retreat. Does pull back in. Wayne, he collapses on the army. Yeah, the tanks are caught on siege. A big fight here for Wayne. Catches the tanks, catches out some of the SCVs. And what's he going for? He's going for the base. Well, can't quite get it. At the same time, a tank waddle by here towards the north. But you can see how better the Swarm hosts are trading now that there are no Cyclones. With the lack of Cyclones, lack of Hellbats, with the abundance of Ghost Tank, Swarm hosts are that much more useful. And we clean up 4 tanks for free. HeRoMaRiNE being very wasteful. This tank run by was so ambitious and he loses 3 tanks for almost nothing. Again, Wayne, he has been looking better here as the game has been going on. He has been getting some better fights. He's been preserving his Swarm hosts. Locust Waves are moving out. Thors have arrived. Thors are here. Wayne, though, is successfully denying this base on the right-hand side. Ooh, big snipes do go off. Swarm hosts are looking a bit exposed, but they're still alive. A big fungal once again on the ghosts. A good catch there by Wayne. Does catch out the ghost. Bailings, they do roll in. They're headed for the ghost once again, but they will not make it. Oh, a bit of an overextension from the Zerg player. A lot of Bailings do go down. Other Swarm hosts, they get caught out. Massive snipes here. We leave them idle. And every single Swarm host, massive pickoffs. 2 Swarm hosts make it out alive. That was a brutal loss. There was potential. There was definitely potential for them. But Wayne, he plummets in supply. It's a kill, not a cancel on that hatchery. He's remaxing with Lingbane, Ravager, Infestor. HeRoMaRiNE is getting another base up and running. We have to deny this. We have to deny this Nexus. Nexus? Planetary. Go for the caustic spray. Ravagers are coming in. The snipes. Oh my god, the snipes are brutal. But the vials will connect. Oh my god, almost every single Ravager goes down. The Corruptors as well. HeRoMaRiNE takes a dominant fight once again. It's been a while, but he does take a brutal engagement. And Wayne, he's up against the wall. He bleeds out everything. He does not kill the base. Losing 10 workers behind this to the Liberators. Harassing in so many mineral lines. And yeah, HeRoMaRiNE, he's taking this. He's running away with this at this point. Dragging his opponent apart, pulling him apart left and right. Bases are falling, drones as well. And there's nothing that Wayne can do, not anymore. Especially after losing so much of his army here trying to break this planetary. Infestors are coming in, but what else do we have? No more Ravagers, just Bailings, a couple of Roaches. Yeah, Wayne, he does pull back. Knows he cannot engage. And HeRoMaRiNE, he's maxed at this point. He's maxed out. We have more Swarm hosts in production. And GG gets called. We don't even get a final fight. The writing was on the wall. HeRoMarinE will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A solid game there out of HeRoMarinE. Again, whipping out the mech. Had a really strong start. There were some really good fights there for Wayne. I will say that. There were some good moments where he caught some ghosts. He did catch some ghosts, and he was also able to catch not just ghosts, but also a couple of cyclones as well, a couple of tanks here and there. He had some good fights, but unfortunately was not able to really get much more than that. The economy was left untouched. The economy was left untouched, and with that, we're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 2. Here we go. We'll see how this story ends. Meanwhile, we're getting some updates here, and it looks like HeRoMarinE did go down to GG Machine. Oh, that would have been a great series. That would have been amazing. HeRoMarinE did go down to GG Machine 2-0. That's why HeRoMarinE did end his stream. Makes sense. And GG Machine did advance on into the round of 16. Big win there for the young Zerg player. Again, GG Machine, he has been on the up and up. He has been on the rise. I know that there were some people that were asking for HeRoMarinE, but unfortunately, he does get knocked out in the earlier rounds of the tournament. A little bit unfortunate. And we are now getting into our next game, getting into game number 2. How will this story end? Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkione, we have the red Terran player representing Mouse. Leading the series 1-0, it is HeRoMarinE. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the blue Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. Down in the series, going for a 15-15, it is Wayne. And a big shout out to Old Faust in the chat. Gracias, gracias. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great, I'm assuming, ladder session. Hope you had a good time. As we are live here, we are in the middle of ESL Open Cup Europe, number 213. We are halfway through the tournament, essentially, just over halfway. We're here in the quarterfinals. Winner of this series advances on to the semifinals. Who will it be? Will it be our Terran or our Zerg player? We have yet to find out. Yet to find out here. Again, the tournament is progressing. It's well underway. Looks like we do already have a couple of matches wrapping up. So we settle on into this. Again, HeRoMarinE just going for a Rax Expands. Meanwhile, Wayne going for a Hatch Gas Pool. Sorry, what the hell did I just say? He went for an Extractor Trick. Went for an Extractor Trick into a 15-15. Into a delayed gas here. But we'll have extra Queens to work with, some Lings as well. Reapers moving out across the map, but the Queens are going to be that much faster to pop out. So a bit of a deviation from Wayne as Reaper does rock up. Again, the Queens that come out just in time to defend. Still a couple of seconds away. Does pop. Again, a 15-15 opener in this matchup does mean you can cut corners. Essentially it means you skip Lings. Traditionally, you skip Lings, but we did make 2, and we're going for that 3rd CC before Starport. Nothing here at home to defend. These Lings, they do slip in, and HeRoMarinE would not be expecting this. With this kind of opener, Lings are not really made. So we do try to go for some cheeky damage here, but alas, we do not kill any SCVs. Lings are forced back. And behind this, HeRoMarinE working towards his 3rd CC before Starport. Very economic opener. Economic build. Now, if you remember, last game we had the same opener which led into mech. We just spoke about how HeRoMarinE, in Home Story Cup, he did use mech to beat Raynor. He beat Raynor, he beat Scarlet, he beat a lot of Zerg players with mech. did the same against Wayne in game 1. Do we see the same in game number 2? Do we whip out the mech once again against Wayne? We can, but will we? That's will we. As we do have Hellions from HeRoMaRiNE dipping in towards that mineral line. Oh, do you get a couple of drone kills? So you get a couple of workers as the Hellions are being shut down. We do actually commit to the dive. Bold move. 2 drones to 2 Hellions. Not worth it for HeRoMaRiNE. A bit of a crazy maneuver there from our red Terran player. Doesn't quite pay off. Doesn't quite pay off here. Behind this, very fast Roach Horn. This was around a 4-minute Roach Horn timing from Wayne after the Hellions got shut down. It looks like Wayne wants to go for a Roach Rush. Unfortunately for Wayne, HeRoMaRiNE is going for Banshees, and he's going into mech once again. I mean, it makes sense. HeRoMaRiNE has had a lot of success recently with mech, and is doing it again in game number 2. The mech is upon us. The Cyclones, Poppy, they're coming. Banshees are on the way. Cloak about to finish up. And we'll see if HeRoMaRiNE can get any economic damage done. As we do dip in, 1 drone does go down. Banshees are revealed. I believe we do get eyes on the Roach Horn, and we're going all in. My apologies. I'm so used to seeing Overlord speed and being like, oh, it's a queen drop. That's where my mind does go, but we are droning. We're droning behind this. Queens are keeping up with the Banshees. Hyperflight Rotors on the way, and we're going for mech, yes, but this time a different variation. We've seen this from TY, we've seen this from some of the Korean Terrans. It's going to be double factory Cyclone with mass Banshee to support. Oh boy, Banshee Cyclone coming out from HeRoMaRiNE. A very mobile composition with a lot of firepower. And, okay, I shouldn't ignore my instincts. When I saw Overlord speed, I was like, yo, are we going for a queen drop? Are we going all in? The answer is yes. Yes, we are. The queens are amassing. Roaches are on the way. Wayne, he's cutting workers at 54, and we are going for a massive push. I assumed loading up those queens, and yep, the queens are loading up into the Dropper Lords, and we are sending everything across the map. It's a 3-base all-in, or sub-3-base economy. 2.5 base, basically. All in here out of Wayne, sending everything across the map. And what do we have to defend? The Hellions, they do meet up with these Roaches and Ravagers. The Banshees, they get ahead of this. They focus on a Ravager already. 1 Ravager goes down, a Roach as well. Do pick off one of those Banshees. Clutch pick off there from Wayne. Additional Cyclones on the way. Banshees, they're hiding their hearts out so far. Good target firing out of HeRoMaRiNE. He does take down one of those Overlords. But the creep is spreading. Transfusers are available, and HeRoMaRiNE, he evacuates his 3rd base. He knows he cannot hold. The base is forfeit. Both players are supply blocked. Banshee speed kicking in. Oh. Trades 1 for 1. Gets a queen for Banshee. Behind this, Wayne is droning. He's droning up, taking into the base, taking up into an infestation pit, taking up into a Hydra Den. He's trying to work on the next step. Trying to work on what comes next. But HeRoMaRiNE still not able to break through. Is trading well, is kiting well against this. Trading very efficiently. And Wayne, are we overextending? The Lings have gone. Oof. Wiles, they do graze some of the army, but the Queens are falling and the Banshees are getting out of control. How many Banshees? 7. 7 Banshees in total. Nothing shoots up and we can chase this down. We can follow this all the way home. And Wayne will lose everything. Good Biles. Oh my god. The Biles, they take down 2 of those Banshees, but again, Wayne, he's on the hunt. Or HeRoMaRiNE is on the hunt. He focuses down almost every single one of those Ravagers. 2 of them survive. And the Banshees are just going to town. Getting another Queen, another Hydra. Another Banshee will fall. Behind this, third base getting up and running, fully saturated. And HeRoMaRiNE, he's in the driver's seat here. Wayne was all in, and he needed to do more damage. He needed to gain more value, and he just couldn't. He could not kill his opponent. Wayne, he's trying to transition out of this, but it is a rough transition for Wayne. Banshees, they come in from behind. We get a surround here on the Hydras. Not a bad fight, but GG gets caught. HeRoMaRiNE, he cleans up the army. The economy is crippled, and HeRoMaRiNE, Big Gabe, will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Wayne attempted to go for the all-in, but he was scouted in the center of the map, and HeRoMaRiNE was doing such a great job just slowing down the army, picking it apart, picking away at the Ravagers, the Queens, the Roaches, whatever he could get his hands on. And, of course, Wayne did run out of steam and did overstay his welcome. GG, well played. Congratulations to HeRoMaRiNE as he does advance on into the semifinals. And who will meet him in those semis? Who is up next? As we do try to catch up here. Ooh, we do have some results coming in.